All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Wednesday, almost afternoon. Blessings to everybody in the name of the Messiah, Jesus, Yeshua the Messiah. God is so good, guys. He is so merciful. He is so gracious toward us. I'm very thankful on this beautiful Wednesday morning. I pray everybody listening is also very blessed. Guys, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today, man. CPI data, Consumer Price Index, FUD, inflation. My gosh. We're going to be getting into it, baby. Schlong and chill, baby. Schlong and chill today. As usual, if we can get 1,250 likes, we will be giving away 0.025 Bitcoin. Well, actually, we'll be giving away $1,000. I don't even know how much 0.025 Bitcoin is worth nowadays. We'll be giving away $1,000. How about that? You want $1,000? Call your Aunt Sally. Tell her to come like the video. All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Wednesday, and blessings to everybody. Blessings to everybody in the name of Jesus the Messiah. Praise God. That's all I have to say, guys. You know, the Lord is so good. He's so good to me. He's so merciful. I'm just in awe of His goodness. It's amazing. Well, let's get into this, guys. I am Schlong, okay? I'm long and short at the same time. It's been a crazy, crazy morning for me. I cannot say that I have not had an emotional morning, right? I did wake up early to do my typical Jason Casper things, guys. Exercising, lifting weights, reading the Bible, praying, going outside on the homestead, harvesting, checking on the chickens, guys. And, well, we need to do a little bit of historical analysis before we get into what happened this morning. because it is crazy. So I'm currently long and short right now. I'm going to get into it as to how and why I got into these positions here. But first, let's acknowledge the fact that right now we are at a pretty important area of resistance on this move that we've had to the upside. We all know we had to dump, right? The CPI news came out, right? Nobody knew that there was inflation. Nobody knew. They were just driving around. They're like, I wonder why I'm paying more than double what I was paying for gas 2 years ago going to the store. That's weird. This was half the price a year ago. Nobody knew there was inflation, but now that the CPI data comes out, all of a sudden everybody knows. And as soon as I heard the news, I grabbed my phone like I was Elon Musk about to tweet about Bitcoin, and I sold everything. Because inflation, guys. I sold. And let me tell you something, guys. This profit that I have on the short right here, this $1,700, is worth 0.2% less than it was a week ago. Crazy. Okay? This is why I'm such an advocate of growing your own food, guys. We need to start growing our own food, right? Tangent. If you're into crypto because you're into independence, because you're into freedom, because you're into decentralization, because you're into autonomy, because you hate the system, the most rebellious thing you can do is grow your own food. Because at the end of the day, the only reason we're trading this Bitcoin is so we can buy food. If you don't have food, well, nothing else matters, guys. Nothing. I mean, I'm talking about physical things, not spiritual, right? Everyone has dirt. If you have grass, you can grow food. If you have grass and you spend money to fertilize that grass and make sure it looks like a golf course, shame on you. You should be growing some dang food instead of spraying your grass with pesticides. Now, let's get into this, okay? What happened? We came down to a very, very key area of support in the past few days. Let's pop this off here. We have been looking at this 19.2K area for quite some time because of the fact that it is a weekly area of support. And in addition to that, if we go to a higher term time frame here, we can see that it is a very high volume node, okay? A very high volume node. And so we were looking for long trades from here. In fact, if you remember my video yesterday, I did make a video where I said, look, this 19.2K area is a very important support. I was bullish yesterday. Massive Bitcoin bounce soon, question mark? What a clickbait title. I know. I could barely believe it myself when I saw it. Well, look what happened, guys. We came right down to the exact level, and we got a bounce from there. And, it did make for some nice trades, right? It made for the epic knife catch long trade that I took yesterday from that 19.2K level, right? And I held that thing all night, guys. I held it all night. And then this morning in the VIP Discord, I always dox myself, guys. Shout out to the guy here who's trying to pay me to give him a shout out. Well, I guess now I'm giving him a shout out for free, huh? I'm apprehensive to do it, guys. I don't like to do ads on my channel, right? I feel that's disingenuous. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let me come over to my real channel here, and only the most professional on the Jason Casper YouTube. This morning, before I even had time to post, I'm like, look, guys, this local resistance. This local resistance daily open, the last high that we put in, this is our local resistance right here. Before I even had a chance to look at that, we got the most crazy chickens drinking water you could imagine, where we came up on this wick, whoop, after holding that long trade all night, guys. I held the long trade all night, woke up, was feeling pretty good about it, started to get this pump, was feeling really good about it. Boom, we come down. Now, this is where I entered the short trade. Why did I enter the short trade? The reason I entered the short trade is because I knew that this right here, this daily open, was a very important area of resistance. Why? Because yesterday, that daily open was resistance once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And so because it was resistance so many times, it was now our local resistance. And if we come back to the Discord, we can see it was also a golden pocket, a very, very local golden pocket here as well. And so I hopped into the short trade. Now, little did I know, I was looking to take a little scalp because I like to schlong. Before I had time to even look at things, all of a sudden, we're all the way down here. And I know, insane. But I want to point out a few things that are very important here. Okay? Number one, whenever we have news like this kind of FUD, right? By the way, we are at local resistance, which is why we are finding resistance at resistance. That's just the way resistance works, guys. This local resistance right here is the Fibonacci golden pocket retracement. Would you look at that? Beautiful, beautiful stuff. I love when resistance acts as resistance, right? So we have been coming down to key areas of support, right? We cannot become overly bearish when we are at the bottom of massive sideways markets, right? Let's just look objectively here, okay? Now, this is not a trade signal. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor in any way, shape, or form, right? I dropped out of high school, and I would probably drop out of high school again if I was in high school. In fact, 100% I would drop out immediately because high school is the biggest waste of time in the world. But when we are looking at something like this, guys, where we have clearly defined highs and clearly defined lows, the worst time to get overly bearish is when we are coming down to the lows, okay? And let's put this in a little bit more context here, right? When we are looking at market Cipher B on the weekly time frame, whoops, I just removed my market Cipher B by mistake. Let's put this baby back. All right, we're going to put this baby back. When we are looking at market Cipher B on the weekly time frame, we see big BitBoy green dot. Big BitBoy green dot right here. Wow. Money flow in the red on the weekly. Wow. Has that ever happened before in the history of Bitcoin on ByBit? No. Wow. Interesting. Interesting. Right? Just saying. We go to the 2-day time frame. What do we see? Bullish divergence as we come down to a low. Wow. Interesting. Right? Interesting. Now, for these reasons, we cannot be overly bearish. Okay? In fact, personally, I have been bullish. That's why I made the video yesterday that I was bullish. Right? I'm bullish. I'm still bullish. People think I'm crazy. I got comments this morning. You're longing? Are you insane? Well, the answer is yes. Yes! I am insane, guys. Okay? But here's the thing, right? My insanity thus far has gotten me pretty good. Has done me pretty well. Right? And so all I'm saying is we're coming down to key areas of support, and something else that we have to understand is that we did, hang on, this is no longer true. We have come down now and kind of gotten a bounce from this naked point of control at $19,000. So we have not lost the support, the key support zone, right? The support zone that I've been looking for, let's even say yesterday, right? Yesterday, the long I was looking for was to long from $19,000 to $19.3 thousand. This zone of support from $19,000 to $19.3 was an area that I was looking to take a long from. And so, for that reason, I do think there is the potential here, especially when everybody getting so bearish with the CPI data, right? Everyone says Bitcoin's going to dump because of CPI. That's what they say, because of the consumer price index. Right? Could it dump? Yeah, of course. But a lot of times, guys, the news, and stuff like this, it affects markets. It does. Don't get me wrong. But the charts are still going to tell us what is going to happen. It just won't tell us to what degree. Right? For example, the short this morning from the daily open, right? The short this morning from the daily open. Let's put that on. Let's put on our levels. There we go. The short this morning from the daily open, guys, the reason I shorted this, I had no idea the CPI data was coming out. Zero. But I saw this. I saw we were coming up to resistance. We had a massive pump, and we had a bearish divergence on the 12-minute time frame. On the 6-minute time frame, we had a bearish divergence. On the 3-minute time frame, we had a bearish divergence with money flow coming down. On the 1-minute time frame, bearish divergence, money flow coming down. For me, that's a short every single time. I made a video about that yesterday. If you check out the Jason Casper YouTube channel, make sure to like and subscribe, by the way. I made a video, actually, literally about shorting daily open with bearish divergences on multiple time frames. I made a video about an in-depth tutorial about how to short that exact trade setup. So, you know, it wasn't like it came out of nowhere. There were signs here, guys. There were signs telling us that this was going to happen. Did I know that within a minute, 2 minutes, we're going to come down 150% or whatever? I don't know what percent it is. Whatever percent, what kind of leverage? 50x leverage, you know. 50x leverage. I don't know what percent it was. I could find out right now. Did I know we were going to come down 6%? No, I didn't know. I didn't know, but still, we knew we were going to come down a little bit, right? And so the same holds true, we could say, for the fact that we are at support with bullish divergences, right? Even on the 1 hour time frame right now, look at this on the 1 hour time frame. Look at this, guys. Money flow coming up. Price coming down. Money flow and momentum coming up like this. Now, again, I'm not telling anybody to do anything. For me, I've already taken a long, and I'm already in profit from it. So it's not like I'm contemplating, well, maybe I should long soon. It's like, no, I was already prepared for this. I already took the long. But now in hindsight, like, we have these signs showing me that there could be some continuation here. And if there is going to be some continuation, why not just come back up to the high that we've been hitting once, twice, 3 times, right? Because most of the time, Bitcoin is going to trade sideways. And most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, when everybody's super bearish at support, whoops, surprise, and most of the time when everybody's super bullish at resistance, whoops, surprise, I myself was bullish up here. If you guys remember, I caught this juicy move up, and then I was looking to compound my long on the way down because I did not think this was the top. I didn't see my top signal that I usually look for. But all I'm saying is, you know, we have to be careful not to let the sentiment of others dictate the way that we look at the charts. Because at the end of the day, the juiciest trades are going to come when most people are expecting the opposite, right? Most people expecting the opposite. So that's kind of all I have to say. So we're at a key area of support, and here's what I'm looking at, right? Right now. Let's check on the trades here. So look at this, guys. Resistance at resistance. Would you believe that? Would you believe that? Resistance at resistance? Pfft. I can't even believe that. I cannot even believe that. I'm going to pull quick a golden pocket right here and see what we got to work with here. Let's pull a golden pocket. Bummer. Okay. So my golden pocket is way under my entry. This is a horrible entry, by the way, on this long trade. It was a little bit of a FOMO, but I saw something there that made me get in. All right, I saw something there that made me get in, and I'm glad I did. But I'm going to move this stop loss up. Oh, man, I don't know. Let's move it up. And if we come lower, I can always re-enter, right? But I want to talk about... Hang on. Is it even worth it? Hang on. Let's take a look at order flow and see what's happening here. Do we have any absorption? Not on the USDT pair, not really. Let's check out our... Yeah, we have some longs being absorbed. Now longs closing out. Shorts are coming in here. So let's check it out. What's going on here? Let's check it out. What's happening? What's happening, y'all? We got shorts opening up. We have shorts opening up. We have a lot of people that longed the top here. Trapped longs at the top. Look at this. People long the top. Trapped. Now we got shorts coming in here. Losing VWAP. Are we losing VWAP? Let's check it out. Yeah, we're losing VWAP. Sorry, guys. You know, this is a very, very raw technical analysis video. Let's put it that way, right? Unfiltered. Unfiltered. Grade B maple syrup. Unfiltered, guys. I'm trying to see here. Okay, look at this. Little bounce from the golden pocket right here. From the local golden pocket. I'm going to see if I can grab a little profit out at the let's do our good friend 382. Our good friend 382 right here. All right. So what am I talking about right now? What am I talking about? Right. What am I looking at for the Bitcoin price? Well, first of all, I do think that we do have some bullish signs here on the lower term time frames, even though money flow is coming down. Not looking the best, honestly. But on the 1 hour time frame, money flow is coming up, right? And so for me, there are two possibilities that I'm really looking at. Now, the first one is this. Right here, we have this box. I would say right here, okay? These lows, right? These lows right here. This green box. I mean, we could extend it down a little bit, right? We could extend it down a little bit. But I would say that this green box right here is obviously, as long as we don't lose this support, we could still get a move to the upside from this green box, taking out these lows and then reclaiming them. So if we do something like this, right? Or something like this, zip, right? This would be the place to look to get into the long right here, unless you're super risky and you like catching falling knives, which I am known to do, okay? So, you know, this is a scenario right here that I feel like would catch a lot of people off guard. We come down, we take this out, everyone's like, this is it. We see videos on the internet, people are shaking, this is it, you know, today for the Bitcoin price and all that. Going down to 10K, which may happen, but if we get a bounce from this green box, come up, get a retest, boom, I do think there's still hope for us to come back up here. Based on the bottomness of these time frames here. Look at the money flow on the 4 hour through all this. Okay? Look at the money flow on the 4 hour through all this. Coming up, money flow, right? Look at the purple. Every time we print a purple wave, it's getting higher and higher and higher. That to me is not the most bearish thing in the world, right? So that's kind of what I'm looking at. If the long trade that I'm in right now is not going to work out, that's what I am looking at here. And obviously, I could get stopped out here and we'll have to long lower. And personally, I would be looking at the 19.2K to get back into a long trade here. And I have such a crappy entry, man. Such a crappy entry. But that's okay. We do what we got to do around here, right? We do what we got to do. Yeah, so that is one possibility here, guys. And then let's talk about levels to the upside. Let's say that we continue to pump up from here, right? Let's say that we do. Then I think it's pretty clear the areas that we need to be aware of for finding resistance. Now, resistance number one is the resistance that we rejected off of just now very, very locally, right? If we come over into the VIP Discord, well, no, we don't have to go into the VIP Discord. If we come over to the levels that I have on the chart today, we can see that we came up right into hang on, we got to go down to a lower time frame, I think. Yeah, we came right into this, right? The retest of 19.6K. This was local resistance. The reason why is because it was a golden pocket, right? And so that is our local retest. If we can come above this 19.6K, then it's it's pretty obvious to me, at least, that the levels that we need to be aware of where we should be taking profits on our longs will be these right here. First of all, this high volume node that we have at about 20,500. This is a very important area right here. In fact, we can even force a Fibonacci retracement tool to fit in there if we pull it from right here. Right? Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Golden pocket plus high volume node right there at about 20,500. And then up here, we know that between 21.2 and then up here at 21.8, these are key areas of resistance to the upside. So right now, the way I'm looking at this Bitcoin price action is, I'm still going to be looking to long. And as long as we don't lose this, right? I'm still going to be looking to long because, you know, my grandpapa told me, he said, son, you know what you got to do? When I told him, he's like, son, you know, I'm a little worried. Son, I'm a little worried about you. You know, you dropped out of high school. You ain't got yourself a job. What you going to be doing with your life, son? Well, told him, Grandpa, you know, I want to be a trader. He's like, a trader? Well, let me tell you a thing or two about trading, son. Investing's easy, right? That's what he told me, son. Investing's easy, right? All you got to do is buy low and sell high. That's what he told me, right? And when I first got into trading, right, I was buying high. I was like, oh, man, a pump. Let me get into a long trade right here. 100K, baby. And then I was selling low, right? I bought Bitcoin right here. I held it all the way down. I'm like, oh, no, I'm going to lose everything. I better sell right here. Sold right here. Lost half my money, right? Then it pumped back up. I'm like, oh, better get back in right here. Guess what? Lower high. Boom, come down. Oh, better sell right here, right? Now I've lost 90% of my capital. I'm like, you know what? My grandpa might be onto something. He might be onto something, right? Let me buy low and sell high. That's what I started to do. So as long as we're low here, and of course, low and high, guys, it's all relative, right? It's all relative, right? Like how your grandfather is one of your relatives. It's all relative, high and low, low and high. But what we can do is we can use market structure to tell us what is high and what is low, right? We just look at the chart and say, okay, well, for the past month and a half, low is between 18.5K and 19.5K, and high is between 21.5K and 22.5K, right? So if we look to buy low and sell high, we might do all right, you know? And so that's what I'm going to do. As long as we don't lose this box here, I'm going to be looking to buy low and sell high. Yep, it's pretty simple. But I have to be honest, guys, these markets have not been easy to trade the past week. These trades have not been easy to take. And I've been taking a lot of trades. I've been taking a lot of small scalps. They have not been easy to trade. I'm just going to be honest. Like this trade this morning, if I had not been here, the Lord gifted me with that entry, because if I had not been here, there was no time to enter. And even yesterday, guys, the long trades that I took from these lows, you know, this was a setup that I gave in advance in the VIP Discord. So yesterday in the VIP Discord, let's take a look here. All right, scalping all over, scalping up, scalping down, scalping all around. So, I mean, yesterday, right, I was looking at so many potential ways to long here, right? My main long idea was to long from the box of 19K all the way up to 19.2K. 19 to 19.2K. This is my general idea. So, you know, there were a lot of entries I took, right? The first entry I took was a higher low of a golden pocket. Then again, once we came down and we hit that low the first time, I was looking for something like this. I was looking for bullish divergences on the 12-minute time frame around 19 to 19.2 to get into a long. That's what I waited for last night. We got our bullish divergences. And right when we wicked down to that 19.2 level. And then this morning and last night, that started the big move to the upside. And then out of nowhere, guys, you know, seemingly out of nowhere, we got the crazy move to the downside this morning. And in hindsight, you know, it was not much volatility, right? Long from here take it up, short from here, take it down, got into a long around here. This has not been the easiest price action to trade. I'll be honest with you. The setups have not been that easy to pinpoint. You kind of have to be here to do it. But this is basically how I'm looking at Bitcoin right now. I have it divided up into these key zones, right? This green box, key support. This 20.5K, key resistance. And then I know it's a big zone, but because we have so many things up here, this also area of key resistance, and we could technically extend that up higher, right? But we know that when we're looking for trades, we're looking for them at actual levels, right? And by the way, if you want to learn how to trade this way, you could check out the course, jasoncaspertrading.com. There's a 25% discount in the description of the video. 25%! You know, that's a bigger discount than there is inflation, according to the government. And this will give you the knowledge and skills you need to become a confident, profitable trader, because it will allow you to have that plan so that you know what things you are looking for to get into a trade. Like, I knew I wanted to see the 12-minute divergence. It keeps you from FOMOing anyway. You have a plan, and then you wait for the plan to happen, and that's when you enter so that you don't get wrecked, right? So that you don't get wrecked. So, yeah, link in the description. Also, if you want to learn how to trade using Orderflow and TPO and volume profile, you could check out the course. There's a 15% discount in the description. You could check out the intro teaser for free. It'll basically walk you through everything that you're looking at on the chart as far as these types of candlesticks. But there's a 15% discount in the description if you use the coupon code JUICY. Juicy! All right. Well, let's pop into chat here. Let's see. Is anybody even watching? We have a few people watching, but we have 0 likes. Everyone, make sure to like the video. If we can get 1,250 likes, we will be giving away $1,000. We will be giving away $1,000 of Bitcoin. Sure, of Bitcoin. I want to take a look right now at the S&P 500, which is pretty much these S&P 500 futures. And basically, Bitcoin's doing the same as the S&P 500 right now. This is the ES futures market, which does not typically have the big gaps. And you can see, pretty much we did the same exact thing on the S&P 500 that we did for Bitcoin. Let's take a look at SPX here and see what happened. So yeah, SPX, crazy, right? The dump happened while markets were still closed. New York opens with a big move to the downside, and then we've been moving up ever since. Let's check out the dollar, right? The dollar. If anything is, if the dollar is going up, then we can expect other assets that we're comparing to the dollar, or I should say trading against the dollar, to go down, right? So because we're measuring our Bitcoin in dollars, right? Which, by the way, kind of defeats the purpose of having a Bitcoin if you're only looking at it as a dollar, right? Because the value of the dollar is consistently going down over time. But the value of a Bitcoin, I should say the purchasing power of a dollar, is consistently going down. But the purchasing power of a Bitcoin consistently going up. But we can see, you know, this is pretty interesting to watch, right? The dollar has been dumping, doing basically the opposite of Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin had a huge dump and then a move up. The dollar had a huge pump and then a move down. And as Bitcoin is correcting and starting to come down, the dollar is now correcting and starting to come up, right? And so we can use these as kind of future indicators of what exactly we can expect to be happening on these charts. And so right now, the dollar, let's take a look at okay, we'll take a look at some high-term time frames here. What is the dollar doing, right? The dollar is breaking out of massive, massive resistance here. And I would say, ooh, interesting. I would say that, let's take a look at something here. The dollar is breaking out of that massive golden pocket. It's pretty massive because this golden pocket is from the high that we put in 2011 to the low that we put in 2008. And so we have now broken out of that. Now we do have this, we're coming into the next area of resistance, which is right here, around 109. It's very possible that the dollar gets one last move up to 109 and then gets a correction. And this is the dollar index. And if that happens, then we could expect Bitcoin to have one last move down and then start to come up for a little bit, right? That is one potential scenario. But I would say that based on this whole thing that we see right here, the fact that the dollar index is breaking out of what we could call even, I mean, since 2016, right? So we're talking a 6-year resistance. The dollar is breaking out of a 6-year resistance right here. That's kind of bearish for Bitcoin, because Bitcoin, if we remember, 2016 was the beginning of the bull run for Bitcoin. As the dollar's coming down, Bitcoin is pumping, right? And then spring of 2018 was like the peak of the bear market for crypto. And so, the dollar pumps back up as Bitcoin's crashing. And then we come to 2020, March, the beginning of the bull run for Bitcoin. Dollar dumps, Bitcoin pumps. Then we come to the spring of 2021, which was the top for Bitcoin. And the dollar pumps, right? So it's literally the opposite of Bitcoin. And so, this breakout is bearish for Bitcoin in general. But we do still need to be aware that it's possible that when we come up to this area of resistance, we could see some kind of reversal like that. Or if not, well, then we are potentially looking at some pretty crazy. I mean, if they stay inversely correlated like this, we are looking at some low prices for Bitcoin if they stay inversely correlated. So these are just things to keep in mind, guys. We just have to keep them in mind. Let's check out our 12-minute time frame for Bitcoin here. Looks like we are getting a bearish trigger wave on the 12-minute time frame. Let's check out Coinalyze.net. Do we have any kind of absorption happening here? Do we see longs getting absorbed? Not really, but we do see open interest increasing. Let's check out a 5-minute chart here. A lot of shorts coming in, guys. A lot of longs closing out. Shorts coming in, longs closing out. So this move to the downside is simply because longs have taken profit at resistance. Good for them, good for them. Shorts are opening up at resistance. Good for them. Wow, good for them. So, yeah, that is good for them. And but I can't say that I see any kind of imbalance here, right? We don't see longs or shorts really being absorbed here. And this is USDT. Let's go down to the 1 minute. And then we'll check out USD, because I like to look at both pairs. USD, the levels tend to be more respected. USDT tends to have more volume, because now that we're in a, I don't like to use the word bear market, but I like to say healthy correction market. Now that we're in a healthy correction market, more people are trading with Tether, right? More people are trading with Tether. So it's pretty much about the same for USD and USDT. We've got longs closing out, shorts opening up. USD, there's a decrease in open interest, meaning there's not much activity here, right? There's lack of market participation. People don't know what to do. They like myself, guys, it's emotionally draining, honestly. When you wake up and you short and you long and you schlonging and you're taking profits and you're moving your stop losses and you're doing all this stuff and you're taking care of the chickens, right? You're doing some heavy weightlifting, bent rows, overhead presses. You know what I'm saying? It can be intense, right? So now I just kind of want to sit out of the market. I'm not trying to enter into any trade, right? I just want to hold my schlong and kind of let the chips fall where they may, right? Hold the schlong. How did that take profit work out for me, by the way? The take profit up here at 19,554. Did that work out well for me? The answer is no, guys. The answer is no. So, what indicators do I set up in Coinalyze? Says Chris Higgins. Yeah, let me talk about that, Chris. Let me talk about that. So in Coinalyze, what I do is I just simply use the CVD. So come over to indicators here, type in CVD, cumulative volume delta, and then open interest, and that's what I use. Of course, the most important thing you can do is make sure that your candles are purple and blue and not red and green, because you will absolutely get wrecked if you use red and green candles. Okay, so now I can say this, that look at this, guys. So this right here, if we don't make a higher high right here, which, oh, never mind, just kidding. This could have been some absorption right here. That could have been some absorption because open interest was increasing, CVD coming up. But yeah, that's what I use. And Coinalyze is a great tool because you can use it on your phone, right? So, you know, typically on my phone, all I have is TradingView, which means I can load up good old market Cipher and all that. But sometimes I want to take a look at what's happening, like with the longs and shorts, to see if I see any kind of bullish or bearish absorption. And so I pull this open on my phone, and it's pretty nice to be able to look at CVD and open interest on the phone, right? Shout out to Brad Higgins, who says the DXY looks like a temporary top. Yeah, I mean, it could look like a temporary top because of the bearish divergence on the weekly time frame, and on the daily time frame we also have the bearish divergence with the money flow coming down. So yeah, it can look like a temporary top where we could see a nice little move to the downside, which fits really nicely with Bitcoin coming down to key support and then getting moved back to the top of the range, right? It fits pretty nicely with that whole scenario right there. So yeah, I definitely think that that's a potential, Chris Higgins. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. What about black and white candles, says Brandon Phillips. You know, I'm tired of people trying to make everything about race up in here. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you can use whatever color you want. That's right, Top Tech. Yeah, you got to be careful. All this thinking can make you go catabolic. And it's true. Your brain is like a big, huge user of glucose. Right? So you got to be careful. Brittany Jones. Shout out to Brittany Jones. Can we have more ETH analysis? Yeah, we could take a look at ETH. Oh, shout out to Chris Higgins, who's a VIP member. That's awesome, bro. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate that. I'm glad that you enjoy and find value here. That means a lot. Money flow is thick in the green for what? Bitcoin? I mean, I would say on the 12-minute, yeah, money flow is in the blue here. Also, we did get some slight absorption of shorts down here on the USD pair. You have to be on a trend reversal chart to see it, but look at this. You know, prices coming up, CVD coming down a little bit. Open interest things, it's hard to say. Very, very, very slight right there. Very, very slight. Let's, yeah, very slight. That golden pocket, guys, was no joke. I contemplating adding to my short there, but I don't want to. I just don't want to change my entry. I have a really good entry on my short. I've already made enough profits to be satisfied. There's no need to get greedy. Most of the time when I compound my trades these days, bad move. I end up not losing money, but leaving money on the table because I got greedy. So, you know, my short is from 19978, and that was just, like I said, the Lord gave me that entry, guys, because, whoa, crap, I almost flipped my short long. Can you imagine if I flipped? All right, let me turn this crap off. Actually, can you imagine if I flip my short long? Can you imagine? Guys? That's totally something Jason Casper would do. He would flip his short long. That would happen to me. So, Look at this, guys. You know, the Lord gifted this to me because, like, we got this. I'm like, crap, the chickens are drinking without me. And then we're pumping up. And then we rejected from the golden pocket right here. And I'm like, that's it. I'm going in, baby. I'm going in, baby. That's what I said out loud. And yeah, it was a good move, guys. Let's put it that way. And this is talk about volatility here, guys. Talk about volatility. I would say that this does not look too bullish because we have been. I mean, if we just look at this objectively, man, those dumps have been powerful. They've been powerful dumps. You guys know the ones I'm talking about, right? The kind of dumps you have. If anyone's into dieting to get cut, to get ripped, to get those six-pack abs, and you're on a strict caloric deficit, and you're training hard, and you get to this point where your body's super hungry, right? And you're doing good on your diet. You look good, right? You look great. You take your shirt off. Your wife is like, dang, baby, you looking hot, right? But you have no energy. You feel horrible. You look good, but you feel horrible. Horrible. No energy, can't do anything, can't even tap your head to a song, right? And then you go out to a family barbecue, and you're prepared, right? Because you take the sport seriously, bodybuilding, right? You take it seriously, right? You want to get as big as possible and as lean as possible. So you're prepared. You know, you brought yourself a nice grilled chicken salad, and you brought yourself a nice, what else did you bring? You brought yourself a nice bowl of sweet potato with some protein powder mixed in there. You know what I'm saying? Some butter for your healthy saturated fats. And you have your meal planned out for the day because you're not gonna eat the junk food that your family eats, right? They eat real food. Come on, they must be like 12% body fat. What is this? Right? You're not lean unless you're under 2%, guys. Okay? Now, there might be some sarcasm in my voice here, but if anybody, in all seriousness, has ever been on, like, not eating a lot, right, and then you eat so much food, the next day, you have a massive dump, guys. It's like your digestive system is just waiting to process food, okay? And that's what's been happening here in all these ranges. Like, look, range. We come down, we get a move to the upside. People are like, ooh, man, Bitcoin's pumping, right? Just kidding. Then again, move to the upside. Oh, man, Bitcoin's pumping. Oh, man, Bitcoin's pumping. Oh, man, Bitcoin's pumping. So when we see these moves to the upside, right, we can't get overly excited, right? We have to think of it as Bitcoin's on a cut, right? Bitcoin's getting lean here. Trying to get lean, trying to stay jacked for the beach. You know what I'm saying? And it keeps going to those family picnics. Taking those dumps, if you know what I'm saying. By the way, guys, shout out to my sponsors. Carl from the Moon. Speaking of eating, shout out to Carl from the Moon. Thank you so much for taking me to McDonald's in your Maserati.
Hello, I would like to get a Big Mac meal.
This movie will be coming to theaters near you guys. Jay and Carl go to McDonald's. A great story, filled with fun and adventure. So, shout out to Crypto Trees who does regular juice fasts. Isn't the direction of the NASDAQ all we need these days to predict where Bitcoin is going? It's hard to say. Some people say that Bitcoin will tell you which way the NASDAQ is going. And honestly, I am not well versed in watching the NASDAQ. And so, shout out to Gresh Paving who says refined sugar is evil for your liver. Now, that's true. I actually do believe that sugar is probably just as bad for you as alcohol. That's right. We need to go to Carl's Jr. we need Carl and Jay to go to Carl's Jr. Yeah. No, Timothy, when I go to McDonald's with Carl from the Moon, I eat a Big Mac meal. Super size, baby. Because here's the thing. I'm not going to fly to Dubai, hop in Carl's Maserati, and then be that rude to refuse his Big Mac meal offer, especially when he offers to sponsor my content. You know? That's true, Aaron G. The video is also sponsored by Pfizer. This video is sponsored by Pfizer. That's why I use blue candles. And also, that's why whenever I do show my face, I make sure to sport the Pfizer smile. You know, half a smile, because only half my face works. Thanks to Pfizer, guys. Thanks to Pfizer. Yeah. Okay. Back at the VWAP, guys. We're back at the VWAP right now. Let's take a look at what's happening here. We're back at VWAP. We're not at VWAP. We're not at VWAP. But we have a lot of shorts now closing out of their positions. Shorts are getting a little bit nervous. They're like, I don't know how I feel about this, guys. Right? I don't know how I feel about this. And we have some longs opening up. They're like, maybe I should long here. I don't know. You know, we're underneath VWAP. Really, if we can hold above that VWAP, that would be bullish. Here's something else that we need to be aware of. Let's zoom in here. Yeah, so if we can hold above this right here, 19, this level, let's go back down to our 4 hour. If we can hold above 19,232, that's bullish, guys. Holding above this level right here is bullish. This was our support to the dang dollar twice, right? And so this is a key level to hold above. I will actually be looking for a retest of that level. And let's see, actually. Let's just see something. Let's just zoom in a little bit and take a look at something. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This support right here. We have an order block. We have a golden pocket. We have a weekly area. 19,156 to 19,256. Key support. Key support. Key support. I will be looking for that, man. I will be looking for that. In fact, let me go ahead and put an alert here. I'm going to go and put an alert right here. Alert. Long now 100x 100%. Boom, baby. Getting ready for that long. Getting ready for it. Shout out to Manic Mining, who's running the generator to watch the stream. That's awesome, bro. That's cool. I'm sorry your power's out, though. Colin, can I show my chart process on TA and how I start off and what my thoughts are? I can. I do it. I honestly do it in most of my live streams. This one's a little bit different. But for that exclusive content, you can join VIP. Okay, VIP, I post my thought process and my charts every single day. You can even import the charts, and we do multiple live streams a week where we're literally doing the live analysis and sometimes even live trading if the market permits. But stick around the channel, bro. You will see the way I do my TA for sure. For sure. For sure. Yeah, the 2 hour looks bullish. The 2 hour looks bullish. We'll have to see what happens here as we come down to test this key area of support. We'll definitely be looking for a long from there. Tim has Vidco and it sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, Tim. I'm sorry to hear that you're feeling under the weather, my friend. If Vidco is real, I don't know. Do you guys think it's real? Let's take a vote. Let's take a vote. Let's take a vote here. Do another poll. We'll do a poll. Is Vidco real? Yes, no, and then the third option will be like, maybe. It's not what they say though. Let's take a vote. Oh dang! It's okay. This is too long. There we go. All right, guys, let's vote. And if anybody doesn't know what Vidco is, it's this, guys. But we can't say that on YouTube, right? We can't talk about that word on YouTube because, for some reason, if anyone talks about it, well, they might be a terrorist, right? Not shady at all. Not shady. Let's see about the vote, guys. Let's see. So, honestly, most of you say maybe, not what they say. 27% say yes, 26% say no. I'm somewhere between a no and a maybe. And I am one who did have the condition, allegedly. And everyone I know allegedly also had it. Crypto Tom says it's bountiful silliness. Crypto Tom says bountiful silliness. Yeah, Aaron G. So I'm with you, Aaron G. Like, I think it's the F word. I think it's just the F word with a new name or any kind of illness that's been renamed. Yeah, that's what I think, honestly. You know. What does CDW mean? Nicholas, what does CDW mean? CDW means the chickens are drinking water. So what that is if we have a high, let's say we have a high. Like, for example, this morning, we had a high right here. You're going to typically look for these in ranges. If Bitcoin or whatever asset you're trading gets a big move, either up or down, you're going to be looking for CDWs, which is this. Let's say we get a big move to the upside, and then we put in a high, right? You're going to mark that high, because if we break out of that high, but we see bearish divergences, that means it's a fake out, and we can short it, and it's called chickens drinking water, right? It's the southern word for a swing failure pattern, because it's a failed swing, right? Typically, if we're in an uptrend, we have our low, our swing high, our swing low, our swing high, our swing low, our swing high. But we failed to put in a real swing high because then we broke market structure to the downside. And so how do we identify these? Very simple. We mark the high. We come above the high. We lose the high. Once we lose the high and we see the bearish divergence, we enter the trade. Stop loss up here. I typically take profit very soon, especially like if we come down below this previous low. Stop loss to the entry, and then we hold the trade and hope for the best, right? So we hold the trade and hope for the best. That is chicken drink water. The reason why it's called chickens drink water is because the price is a chicken's beak, right? So we have to imagine that we have a chicken right here, okay? Okay, we have the chicken. And the chicken is drinking water, right? This previous high right here, this is the water, okay? So and the price is the chicken's beak, right? So we have to, in order to understand the way this works, is we have to Google here we go. Chickens drinking water. My favorite video on the internet. Now watch the way the chicken 24-minute red dot. Well, that's not good, guys. That's not good. 24-minute red dot. Okay, so we see the chicken here. Now watch this. Watch what the chicken's going to do. Okay. Now remember, the price, the chicken's beak is the price, the water is the previous high. She's going to dip her beak into the water. Okay? Just like the price dips into this previous high, and then she's going to pull it out real quick. Whoop. Okay? That is exactly what happens to the price. That's why it's called a chicken's drinking water. So we are coming down here. We're coming down. We're going down. We're going down. We're coming down. Coming down, guys. We're coming down. So my long trade is not doing so good right now. But again, we're looking to potentially get in at a golden pocket retrace here. Potential. Right? Potential. So let's look. 1 minute's looking pretty dang bearish. Money flow and momentum coming down here. Check out the 6 minute potential trigger. High time frame's looking kind of bullish. Let's see what's happening here on the very, very low X-ray vision chart here. I mean, a lot of shorts closing out, longs opening. But we can see some slight absorption right here, right? We do see some slight absorption right here. All right, we're going to wait. We're going to wait it out here. We're just going to wait it out. If all exchanges are different, which one's the real golden pocket? I'd say ByBit, BTC, USD. Those are the most accurate levels in my experience. Yeah. Shout out to Bitcoin long and short. That's so funny. Shout out to Chusei Crypto. Vidco is real, but the pandemic was merely over-exaggerated. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Like, if it's real... Here's the thing. Like, I'm on the fence, guys. I'll be honest. I don't know if viruses are real, right? I don't know if they're real. I'm not sure. Like, I lean more toward terrain theory rather than germ theory. So if it's real, like if you can actually create like a germ that can like infect your body and like it goes into your cells and replicates itself to make you sick, if that's a thing, then it might be real. But whatever happened was definitely over-exaggerated, because it is actually pretty crazy. Well, talk about shadow ban. It is pretty crazy, like what people will believe, right? I was just talking to some people. The level of cognitive dissonance that people live with is overwhelming. Like, fast forward, rewind back to December 2019, right? The videos coming from China, people convulsing in the street, foaming at the mouth. Then we start hearing the rumblings. Like 30% death rate. Falling over dead in the street. My goodness. Right? And there's no hope. Right? They said basically everyone's going to get it. There's nothing we can do. Right? Just wash your hands. You know, basic hygiene. Right? And that was what it was like for a while. And then in March, they like turned on the program PSYOP. Right? All of a sudden, it was like, cover your face, don't do anything. You know? And what's even more crazy is then everyone started to get it. Right? Everyone started to get it, and it was just a normal, like everyone I talked to, I had it, but I've definitely been sicker before. Oh, but thank God. You know, I survived. Because people live as if it's still that like crazy thing we saw from China. Those videos. And then the whole like juicy jab. It's like the thing obviously doesn't work. Everyone I know right now who has Vidco has had like 99 boosters. And they're like, oh, I'm so thankful I had 99 boosters. Otherwise it would have been so much worse. It's like, how the heck do you know? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I mean, people are crazy, man. People are crazy. Anyway, speaking of shadow banning, right? Speaking of shadow banning, looks like Bitcoin's dumping down. Looks like Bitcoin's dumping down. I want a little bit lower. Just a little bit lower. See what happens. Alright, let's go to the 1 minute. What do we got? Looks like we're coming down a bit more on the 1 minute here. Money flow coming down, momentum coming down. Let's check out a... Oof. Alright, we've hit that weekly level. We've hit it, but I wouldn't say it looks too bullish. Let's see if we come down to the GP. But, you know, it is cool to see how levels are respected, at least like with a wick like that. Let's see what's happening now. I mean, this is important support, right? The level we're at right now is important support. It's important support, right? If we lose this, that's bearish. But right now, if we have any hope of higher prices, this is it. This is it right here, guys. If we have any hope of higher prices, this is it here. I don't really see anything looking too bullish right now. I have to be honest with you. I don't. We have open interest decreasing. So there might just be not enough players in the game right now. But we do have a lot of people shorting here. So these shorts could get absolutely wrecked and trapped here. They could get absolutely wrecked and trapped. Brandon Phillips is looking for 19,276. Yeah, I think that's the level that we're looking at as well. Do we teach open interest? We do teach open interest in the Orderflow course, the advanced TA course that goes over basically using Exocharts. We have a bullish div on the 10-second time frame. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Shout out to Isabella Diego. All right, Ethereum has a 3-hour red dot here. All right, let's see if we get any kind of bounce from this golden pocket, or from the 0.65, which I guess is also the 0.66. I have it on 0.66. We may have, like, some people are saying that this is a hidden bullish div on the 1 minute. Es posible. Es posible. Es posible. Let's see. A lot of longs coming in right now. And we do have some shorts that opened up in this candle. A few. 1.2 million. 2.1 million. Negative delta. This is the daily open. So we're basically coming down to that daily open area. Now we've got some longs trying to come in here. I do think that this is an important area. This is an important zone. This green box right here is a very important zone. It is a very important zone. I don't know, guys. I don't know. We have a lot of longs coming in. Shout out to Oscar. How do I make alerts for red or green dots on Market Cipher? It's simple, man. You just come over to Market Cipher B, click it so that all the dots come on, then right click it, go to add alert on Market Cipher B, and then like say Market Cipher B, blue wave crossing up or down. These are the dots, and then if you want a big BitBoy green dot, you click green dot. It's really that simple. It's that simple. So that weekly level, guys, nice and juice. Let's see what happens with it, man. Let's see what happens with it. See if we can come down for either a retest or a lower low. There's nothing really here that makes me overly bullish. Lots of longs coming. I mean, we have longs. People are longing this right now. People are definitely longing. So people are looking at this as the last hope, I guess. Yeah, I mean, if we hold this low here, that is bullish. I'm not gonna lie. This is a key level, key Kikiriki is what roosters say in some languages. I mean, look, support, 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 support. You know. So that's key right there. That's key. Let's see what we got. Wow, I mean, just longs piling in, guys. Longs piling in. And yeah, we had a whole bunch of longs piling in. This isn't. I mean, there is a lot of interest in buying this. We've got some imbalances here. 1.3 million positive delta, 1.8 million positive delta, 1.1 million positive delta at that level. But what we didn't really see was any kind of like shorts getting trapped down there. We didn't really see that. But nonetheless, it's a key level. We technically have a trigger wave here, but yeah, we didn't really see any real trapped traders or anything like that, or imbalances in CVD. Oh, everyone's longing, thinking it's a diamond pattern, says John Shanks. Interesting, interesting. Shout out to Gretsch Paving, who's scalping this like a madman. Yeah, maybe a wick down to the golden pocket, then a pump. That's kind of what I was thinking too, says Lack 095. That is kind of what I was thinking as well, man. Actually, let's see quickly. What is the golden pocket on USDT? $19,183. $19,183. Yeah, it would be nice actually if we could come up a little bit, then come down to make a bullish div on 19,183, something like that. That would be a nice setup. Let's see what's happening now. I mean, people are longing, man. People are just longing that level. I mean, I don't know. There's nothing too secure about this. That's for sure. Although money flow is getting kind of thick on the 12. Welcome to the Jason Casper Flop and Grope Show. Alright, we hit the Camarilla L1 pivot and tap daily. We're hit. Okay, that's true, and we also hit the weekly, so yeah. Yeah, this is how I get into most trades. I just look at. I mean, honestly, this is not a typical trade I would take right here, guys. Like, this is not a typical trade I would take. Although I am looking for a trade here. Ideally, I would have been long from lower, but I didn't. I had a crappy long entry from around here. So, typically, you know, I would not be taking this trade typically, right? So, these are more gambly kinds of things. That's why we're waiting for some kind of butt cheek or something here. But dang, it's 12:30. Dang, I'm gonna have to head out, guys. I'm gonna have to head out. So I apologize. I'm gonna have to head out. But yeah. Oh man, I don't want to head out. Don't you hate when you have commitments? Commitments suck, guys. They suck, I'll tell you. There's nothing worse than responsibilities. I do have to head out, though, everyone. Thanks for being here with me. For all this crypto banter. And, you know, guys, as I said before, you know, the Lord is so good. He's so merciful. And I'm just so thankful for everything He's done for me. And I just pray that everybody listening and watching is super blessed. And so receive this blessing, guys. Receive this blessing. In Hebrew, the purpose of this blessing is that the Creator would place His name upon you and bless you. And it goes like this: Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha Ya'er Adonai panavalecha v'chunecha Yisa Adonai panavalecha v'yasem lecha Shalom B'Shem Yeshua HaMashiach Elohei Israel. In English, that means may the Lord bless and protect you. May He shine light upon you. May He have grace upon you. May He turn His face towards you, give you completeness, peace, in the name of Jesus the Messiah of Israel. Amen. Appreciate all of you guys. Love you guys. God bless you guys. Peace.